is my GGC. As I say in my more formal videos when I talk about that simulation football gaming genre, you know what I mean? That's what my channel really is all about. But I do like to do these lives where I wish everybody a good morning, and I break down various sports, gaming, and maybe some politics. Uh, and I do that all the while I drive to work. Good morning drives. That's why it's called Good Morning, because I want to say good morning to everyone out there while I drive my butt into work. So, good morning to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. It's a nice sunny day. Let me just crank the AC up a little bit, turn it down. Yo, I had the craziest weekend that I'll try to tell you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. That I'll try to tell you guys quickly. It was hilarious. It was terrible. It was very frustrating. Yeah, so good morning to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. When you come into the video, thank you for coming through. First time to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell on all after you hit that notification bell. I got all types of content coming at you. I should have another 4 or 5 videos this week, including this one, probably 5 or even 6. It's a lot of topics to talk about. I got a lot going on in the summer in terms of gaming and simulation football, for real. So good morning to you guys. I got 3 people in here. Welcome. Good morning to y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. As always, as what I say, think positive things will happen eventually. Keep positive people around you. You'll stay blessed. You'll stay moving positive. Try to be as productive as you possibly can. Good morning to everyone out there. So about in the show today, again, I'm going to tell you about my weekend. I'm going to try to keep it quick because I got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk more boxing. I thought it was an interesting topic, great segment. Suno Peak came through big time with the donations, mega time with the donations. And we're going to talk Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. We're going to talk about Bud versus Canelo a bit more. We're going to get into a little bit of gaming. Yo, N, good morning to you. What up? Once I get driving, it's really hard for me to look at comments unless it's a big comment and, got that big color on it. But anyway, and we're going to talk about a little bit of gaming. Death Stranding has been released, and we're just going to talk about it like that. Clove, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. All right, so this is how my weekend went off, right? I work part-time. Well, a full-time job, which I'm going to right now, and I also work part-time. I do Uber Eats, and in my area, the deliveries, first, they're plentiful. That's number one. And there's a lot of wealthy people in here, in this town, and they tip very, very well. So it's actually profitable to do some deliveries. I can make almost $25 to $21 an hour doing delivery. Whatever, be blocking myself for whatever reason. Before it was only like maybe beginning of the spring where that happened. Good morning. Who's this? Floating Metaverse. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Top of the morning to you. But yeah, so this weekend I'm doing my Uber Eats, and again, I'm telling you, it's very profitable, but there's wear and tear in your car. Wear and tear in your car. Wear and tear as in my car battery. Mind you, I purchased this car used, right? Thinking I was getting over on the dealerships and all that because I had these leased vehicles. Same car, leased vehicle. I traded that in, which you can't do. You could trade in a leased vehicle. Didn't know that? Now you do. You could go to a dealership, as long as it's within the same branding, you could trade that lease in and use that as a down payment for a used car. I bought this used car, only 11,000 miles on it, which is excellent. It's a 2021 Honda Accord, right? Nothing special, but very reliable, very smooth ride, right? So I did that, and it's coming up on like almost 5 years, and the car battery is dying on me. I had to jump it once, but I was thinking it's because it was raining. I've had issues with a car battery before when it was raining, and I'm like, oh, let me just jump it. Did that, whatever. So maybe 3 months passed, and I'm like, you know what? I got to get this car battery. I'm gonna get that next week. So, or next week, or maybe 2 weeks. I pull up to my destination to pick up food. I was about to go shopping for somebody for a good price. And my car battery literally died. Like the power steering, nothing worked. And I had just enough power or momentum just to pull into a parking space, and it died right there. What's going on with you? I guess you Trolly or Troll. Good morning. Great name. Anyway, so my car died, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it really had to happen now. I'm calling people. I call up Honda Care. Honda Care, guess what? Because of my mileage, because of my mileage, the warranty expired, and it was I did like 1 tier of extended warranty, because the normal warranty is what, maybe 20 something thousand miles. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I did 48,000, thinking that would be enough, but no, it expired. No Honda Care. I had to pay everything out of pocket. So then I called my car insurance. Of course, they're closed and everything is automated. I do all that, and then I get a tow to come. Mind you, there was this foul smell in my car for about a week. I'm like, what the heck is that? It smelled like a rotten egg going through my car. Very embarrassing, right? I'm like, what is this? Ugh, this smell. I'm thinking I had an exhaust leak. I thought I had all these issues. I thought something was going on, but I couldn't pinpoint what. I take it to like 2 or 3 mechanics. They can't figure it out. So I'm like, it must be when I got my last oil change, the oil must have spilled somewhere and it's just burning off. So I'm just riding with it, you know. Then my car battery died right when I'm about to pick up this order or go shopping. And then, like I said, I called my car insurance for the tow. The tow did not get to me until, shoot, it happened around 7:30. The tow didn't get to me until close to 10 o'clock, y'all. I'm waiting around at a Walgreens in a slightly sketchy area for 3 hours, 2.5 hours. It was ridiculous, y'all. Oh my God, it was terrible. But again, you know, I try to stay positive. So for the tow, through the process, even though my car battery died, I figured out, I educated myself, the smell from my car was from the dying car battery. Also educated myself, your car insurance has tow service and it's free. You don't have to pay anything at all. So you don't need like AAA. AAA probably is better because they give you more mileage. I only had to pay $18 out of pocket for the tow. I had the car towed to my residence. There's a Firestone to get a new car battery. I want to say, I don't know, less than a mile away, and these towing companies wanted to charge me $125. They wanted to charge me $200. I'm like, yo, that's ridiculous. It's right. Shoot, if I had a couple homies with me, I could push this car to get it to where I need to get it to. You know, it's that close. So I did the thing again with my car insurance, and it was completely free. So, you know, when bad things happen, try to find the positives out of that. That was my weekend. Also part of my weekend, have you guys seen that movie Sinners? Legendary, good morning to you. What up? Yeah, nobody likes their 9 to 5, but again, at least you have a 9 to 5, so you got to find the positives in that, Legendary. But yeah, so and you have a 9 to 5 where you're getting some kind of income from it. Obviously, our 9 to 5s nowadays, it does not pay us enough, doesn't pay me enough. That's why I'm doing Uber, right? And that's why I'm doing YouTube. You know, let's be real. You know, I do it because I love to do it, but you know, it's a little change when it comes to very little change. But I love to do it. It's the passion that really drives me on YouTube. But anyway, so where was I? So I got the new car back. Oh, who I ran into this weekend. You saw that movie Sinners, right? The piano player, the old black man, funniest guy in the film, Linroy. I forgot his last name. It's gonna kill me. But I ran into him while doing Uber. How crazy is that? Hank, what's going on? Good morning to you. Thank you for subbing if you're gonna sub. I'm a sub. I appreciate you. I do. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like, please. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe like your boy Hank. And hit the notification bell on all when you hit that notification bell. Because I do pump out a good amount of content every week. And, you know, it's paying off. You know, I like to do it. You know, it's a lot of information coming out for Madden and college football and these other simulation football games. And that's primarily my main content. But let's get into some other content. BN, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. If you can say, these cars just cut in front of you, I'm on the highway, it's ridiculous. If you can say, almighty, push, I'll sub. Go ahead. Almighty, well, I'm Christianish, I'm Baptist, you know, I believe in God, so yeah, why not? But anyway, I hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, and thank you for the sub if you sub. Yeah, so yeah, I ran into Linroy. I forgot his last name, but yeah, that actor that was in Sinners. I ran into him over here at a supermarket while I'm doing my Uber orders. Nice man. He has a very distinct voice. Cool guy. Shook his hand and everything. Gave him a compliment. He was amazing in Sinners. That made my whole week. So again, think positive. Thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Make sure you come through on the next live, and when I drop my videos, hit that notification bell on all, being Raider. Much appreciated. All right, let's get into some sports news, right? Sheik, oh man, Turkey Al Sheik is really trying to bring boxing back to some kind of a glory day. But unfortunately, these boxers don't want to take these fights. It's crazy. It's crazy. But all respect due to Devin the Dream Haney. The disrespect that man gets must stop. It must stop. He was cheated when he fought Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia never tried to make weight. That's a big thing. If you don't try to make weight, and if you don't try to make weight, you're not killing yourself to make that weight. And I'm hearing the last like 2 or 3 pounds to trying to making weight for a fight, for a boxing match, really drains you or kills you. So by not trying to make weight, he was super energized and he was on performance enhancing drugs. Devin Haney sustained some damage. He got knocked down 3 times, did not give up. True warrior, finished the fight, and the rounds that he did not get knocked down, he was actually winning the fight, believe that or not. So much respect due to Devin Haney. He is now moving up. He moved up, he was 135, went undisputed in 135, went to 140 to fight Ryan Garcia, though he got cheated and knocked down, sustained damage. Then he's now moved up to 147, the same division, weight class, that Jaron Boots Ennis was basically the king of. A man by the name of Brian Norman Jr., B&J is what I'm going to try to call him, was chasing Boots around. Nobody wanted to fight Boots. Boots was kind of like the boogeyman. He wanted to fight him, though. Brian Norman Jr., B&J wanted to fight him. That tells you a lot about B&J. Last week, over the weekend, B&J delivered probably the knockout of the year to a Japanese fighter by that's named Jen Zazaki. And he got knocked out so bad that unfortunately this man is suffering from memory loss. So B&J is a real major threat. In fact, at 147, you could arguably say he is the then Brian Norman Jr. I'm not too sure where I left off, but what I'm saying is Brian Norman Jr. is the major threat at 147. And what does Devin do? What does Devin do? He fights him right away. Right away, he fights him. His first fight at 147, Devin Haney calls out Brian Norman Jr. Why? Because Devin Haney is a true warrior. He's someone who wants to fight the best competition at all means, right? When I say they, I mean the boxing community, or good portion of the boxing community, clowned on Devin Haney. They made fun of him. They trashed him after he got what seemingly so beat by Ryan Garcia. But guess what? Again, Ryan Garcia was on PEDs. These PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, heightens your performance. It enhances it. It's in the freaking name. So they try to make Devin Haney the villain as opposed to Ryan Garcia. They try to say, oh, but you're the one who cheated. You set up Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was saying it himself. You set me up. It was somebody in your camp. First it was somebody in his camp. First it was, then it was, or it was the company. Ryan Garcia said so many things, but hey, I cheated. I did something wrong. I should take full responsibility, you know? But anyway, Devin Haney was the one who got blasted for being cheated. He wanted to first get his rematch, even when he didn't think he was cheated. So he wanted the rematch. Then he found out he was cheated. He was like, well, I don't know if I want this rematch, you know? But you know what? Let's run it back. Let's do it, right? They still was making Devin Haney the villain instead of a victim. You don't got to make him a victim, but just understand where he's coming from and say, yeah, Ryan Garcia cheated. A year passed because Ryan Garcia was suspended for a whole year. They come back and fight, and they talk about Devin more than Ryan Garcia with their fight on the same card. They rather talk about how Devin won the fight as a negative thing versus Ryan Garcia having a whole year layoff, fighting somebody by the lights of Rolly Romero and getting beat by Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is like a C+ fighter. He has great power, but he's not exactly fast on his hands. His footwork is so-so. You know, IQ is so-so. But he managed to beat Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is looked down under a certain microscope. He cannot test positive again for a fight, and he lost the fight. Now we know what he looks like without being on steroids, you know? So it is what it is. Ryan Garcia is a whatever he is, but back to this fight, Devin Haney, even though everyone clowns on him, still moves differently than every fighter out there. There's only a handful of fighters, not even. I don't even know if it's a handful of fighters that are taking on big names after good performances, chasing legacy, and trying to become a face on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. You know, he already went undisputed. You know, nobody's resume right now is better than Devin Haney's. No one, not even Canelo Alvarez's resume is better. You know, because Devin Haney fought an elite opponent in Lomachenko, a rival, and beat him. Close fight, but he beat him. A lot of people say that Loma was robbed. You cannot get robbed in a close fight. You can't do it. Garen and Mark Cards, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Biscuit the GOAT, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Devin Haney is a true warrior. Brian Norman Jr. is a beast. He's a dangerous fighter. dangerous. And the fact that Devin Haney got knocked down the way that he did from a cheater in Ryan Garcia, as I already explained it, you know, that was and the fight Brian Norman Jr. is ridiculous. And I see your comment, GOAT. I shouldn't have said your name. I should have read your comment first. You're lucky I'm driving, boy. But anyway, we're just going to do this right quick. Let me see. That works. Shout out to Trump. No, I won't do that. And if you would have said shout out to Obama, I still wouldn't do it. They're all terrible. Oh, I get it. I get it. Once I start talking about how terrible Ryan Garcia is and how Devin Haney is a warrior, all the racist comments come out. Look at this. Hey, he hasn't even black chat. That didn't even make sense. Lame, go get some girls or something. See what I'm saying? Like, I never get comments like this. Look, bro, quit being racist, bro. I don't even talk about race. I don't even talk about race. Oh my God. Yo, this is the Good Morning Drives, my guys. I spread positivity. If it sounds negative, it's because it's factual, okay? Don't get mad at me because your boy Ryan Garcia quit on Tank. Don't get mad at me because your boy Ryan Garcia had PEDs in his system. Don't get mad at me because Ryan Garcia didn't even try to make weight. Then he loses to Rolly Romero. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Ryan Garcia. That makes me laugh. You see the smile that you put on my face by doing stupid stuff, saying stupid stuff like that? Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, thank you guys for coming through, man. I really appreciate the viewership you guys gave me. But yeah, so Devin Haney is a warrior. Win, lose, or draw versus Brian Norman Jr. Much respect to Devin Haney for calling out Brian Norman Jr. and taking the fight. Respect to Brian Norman Jr. for wanting to fight Devin Haney. Because like the Haney say, they say everything but let's fight. You know how many people that Devin Haney sent out a fight request from Turkey, Al-Sheikh? He wanted to fight Tank. Tank didn't want the fight. He wanted to fight Shakur. Shakur didn't want the 25%. He wanted to fight Tio at 140, right? Tio's like, nah, I ain't taking that fight. I don't want that fight. I want to fight Boots. Now, look, Boots done moved up. And, you know, they always talk about Devin Haney, and they say how bad he is. He's the shot fighter, as Oscar De La Hoya said, and nobody wants to fight Devin Haney because they don't think that they could win. And if you lose to Devin Haney, it makes you look bad, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Canelo versus Bud. I'm going to break down how they both win, because I know people don't like to hear me say, well, don't want to hear me say, oh, Bud is going to whip that ass and that's it, right? So I'm going to break down how they both win. I'm going to start with Bud. You got to listen to it, and then if you stick through, you'll hear how Canelo can win. Okay, so how Bud is going to win, you know, they're trying to say Bud is going to run around the ring, and there's never been a fight that Terrence Bud Crawford ran or even utilized a lot of footwork. That's what it's called, footwork, against an opponent. Even versus Madrimov. Madrimov, when he moved up to 148 or 147, I'm sorry, 154, my bad. Moved up to 154 to fight Madrimov. It wasn't like he was moving around the ring like that. A bigger guy. You know, they were both moving. Madrimov has great footwork as well, but nobody ever says that he runs around the ring. But he has great footwork. It's much harder to land a power shot on fighters like that versus fighters who just walk forward and sits on their punches. It's much harder to hit those guys. So that's why Bud didn't necessarily look amazing versus Madrimov, but he still won the fight. So what Bud is going to do versus Canelo, he's going to use his probing distance jab, distance finding jab, where he kind of keeps his arm out, right? And boom, boom, it comes with a cross, right? Or comes with an uppercut. Well, not really, but comes with a cross, or he sets up with his jab. He has probably the best jab in boxing in terms of coming at different angles, in terms of setting up other punches. Yeah, Bud he excels in that category, right? So you can expect Bud to utilize that and try to set up shots and also keep Canelo off rhythm while Canelo is walking forward. Canelo, on what he does is he walks forward. He doesn't utilize his speed or a punch to set up distance. He walks forward. He literally follows his opponents. Canelo versus William Skull, that's exactly what he did throughout the whole fight. William Skull utilized his footwork to utilize the whole ring. That's why Canelo wants a smaller ring and was granted a smaller ring, but he wants an even smaller ring. So Bud is going to utilize that jab, is going to give Canelo fits all night long. And Bud is moving up in weight. That means he has more power. That means he has more strength. That means his punches are going to do way more damage. Bud, I think he started his career at 130 or 135 and has moved up. And when he has moved up, you didn't see a drop off in strength, right? It's still a question mark because this is his first fight at 168. He only had one fight, and that was versus Madrimov at 154, and then moved up to 168. So it's a big change, big question mark for Bud. But Bud is a strong man. Bud walked back Canelo on stage, and Canelo was kind of surprised, like, this guy pushing me back so easily. What are you doing, kind of thing, right? And then Canelo had to push him off of him, right? We haven't seen a fighter with that much gas on Canelo, that much aggression on Canelo during a press conference. Why? Because a lot of people are afraid of Canelo. So let's talk a little bit about Canelo. Then I'm going to tell you guys how Canelo could win the fight versus Bud. Canelo in his last 2 or 3 fights hasn't finished the fight, meaning his power, he hasn't been knocking out people. Knocking down, yes, but knocking out. He couldn't. His last 2 opponents, William Skull, last 3 opponents, William Skull, Munguia, and I forgot the guy's name. He's from New York too. I should know him from Jersey. But he could not finish those fights. If I go back even further, I'm pretty sure he didn't finish those fights either by knockout, right? So he hasn't been knocking people out anymore, right? Why is that? Because his power is starting to fade. He is an older fighter, and he has a lot of experience, a lot of wear and tear on them tires. So, no, I don't mean Tyson. I'm talking about Canelo. This is boxing. We ain't talking about UFC. I know a little bit about UFC, but not enough to even talk about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, so Canelo, his power isn't exactly what it used to be from what I remember. And Bud is going to bring the pressure. And Bud, even though he doesn't run around the ring, he does utilize his footwork very effectively. And Canelo, if you look at tape, actually video, that's what a lot of fanatics don't do, is they will not look at any tape of their favorite fighters. As long as their favorite fighter wins and gets the knockout, they won't rewatch a fight. So Canelo actually, if he gets an opponent on the ropes or into a corner, he actually lets them out because he doesn't cut off the ring. He doesn't utilize punches to cut off a ring anymore or just hasn't does it. He hasn't done it. He literally walks to his opponent. Now, how Canelo can beat Bud. This is how Canelo is going to beat Bud if he is triumphant versus the pound for pound best fighter in the world. It's going to be tough. Good morning, Michael. This is nonsense and very dangerous. Dangerous? Okay. Anyway, good morning to you anyway. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming through. How Canelo is going to beat Bud. If you look at Bud film, if you look at tape, Bud likes to punch with punchers, right? He likes to fight. He is a boxer, masterclass boxer, but he also likes to fight. When he knocked down Errol Spence, which is the best fighter that he fought, Errol Spence was pound for pound one of the better fighters on the pound for pound list because he was like number 3 or 5 or whatever. Bud destroyed Errol Spence. Yeah, destroyed him. And how he knocked him out is because he punched with him. Errol Spence had threw like a right hook or a left hook, and Bud countered that by eating the shot and hitting him with his shot. Well, if Canelo's power is what it is, and it is so hard to move up all these weight classes, and being at a weight advantage of 168 for what, 3 or 4 years now, or more, way more probably, that's an advantage for Canelo. So if Bud wants to punch with Canelo, that might be very dangerous for Bud. Very dangerous for Bud. We've seen Bud stunned and wobble a little bit. We have never seen Canelo Alvarez wobbled. Maybe stumbling a little bit when he fought Bivol, right? And Bivol is a naturally bigger man than Canelo. But of course, Canelo, he walks forward. He doesn't really utilize great footwork to get in close and get out of the way of punches. He used head movement to get away from punches, not footwork. Mook, what's going on with you? Put your hand on the camera for a Lamar edit. When I first saw this, I was like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all talk about me? Me? But then I realized you could do it like womp and boom. All right, there's your Lamar edit. You're welcome. Yeah, so good morning to you. What's going on, CC? I'm gonna call you CC. You got it, bro. Hey, that's worth a sub, right? That's worth a like. Let me get a like. Let me get a sub. Monkey. Anyway, so yeah, so that's how Canelo can beat Bud Crawford. He has the weight advantage. He has the strength advantage in terms of he's been at this strength for a very long time at 168 for a long time, much longer than Bud. Bud is getting acclimated to that weight. And even Bud said, I don't know how I'm going to feel at this weight. I don't know if my power is going to transfer through. So we will see. We will see. That's why this fight is like damn near a 50-50 fight. If I'm going to bet, I'm going to bet on Bud. I'm going to bet on Terrence Bud Crawford. He has yet to look terrible in a fight, to have a struggle fight. The most struggle he had a fight in was versus Madrimov, but Madrimov utilizes the ring. He has great footwork, and he has a ton of feints, a ton of different angles. Madrimov is a great fighter. He's really good. I want to see more fights from Madrimov. Madrimov is a good boxer. He needs to come to America and fight American boxers. He's a good fighter. He's really good. He was the only person to go to distance with Bud, right? And it was a close fight. It was a close fight versus Bud. Yo, I want to see more Madrimov. Madrimov is a firefighter. He's good. He's good. But I got Bud edging out Canelo. Bomac, his trainer, and Bud is like, yeah, we're going to stop Canelo. I don't see that happening. I don't see him stopping Canelo. But we'll see what happens. Canelo versus Bud is going to be a great fight. Big, major fight. And it's going to be on Netflix. Everybody could watch it. Definitely watch the fight. I think it's going to be a really good one. So That's how I think Canelo could win the fight. That's how I think Bud Crawford could win the fight. Um, Canelo got to cut off the ring at some point, but how Bud utilizes the ring, he like jabs out of the ring, he jabs and manadors his opponent on the side of him, so that's going to be tough. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that with Canelo because Canelo's so strong, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a good fight. I want to see it. Let's go. That's what we want to see. The best fight the best, right? Can you cover the camera for Lamar? Edit. I'll do that as soon as you hit that like button. Thunder Night Shadow. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. Hit the like and I'll do it. I'm moving on to my next topic. Oh, I think you hit that like button. Adam, what's going on? Yo, Adam, did you hear this guy? He wants me to cover the camera again, right? For Lamar edit video. Yeah, you hit that like. Thank you. And this is what happens when you hit that like. All right, cool. You're welcome. All right. So, yeah, good morning to you. Yeah, thank you for coming through. Thank you for that like. And next topic. And it's a controversial topic. I'm a controversial guy, and I got to wrap this up. It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick because your boy got to go into work. You're welcome, Thunder. Would you rather watch a... Bro, come on, man. Come on. No good morning for you. No good morning for you. But yeah. So let's go. Death Stranding 2 was released, right? I don't know if you guys are Sony guys. I don't know if you guys are Death Stranding fans. I haven't played Death Stranding yet. I will eventually play it, but the game looks hella boring to me. It's a walking simulator. There's some interesting parts of it. There's some nice cut scenes, and it's made by the creator of Metal Gear Solid, Kojima. Hideki Kojima, right? Legendary gaming developer and artist and all this type of thing, right? Great guy, very talented, I understand. But Death Stranding just looks boring as crap to me. Not much going on, not much in terms of AI. Great graphics and all. Death Stranding 2 I'm talking about. But that game is worth $80, and that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine for a walking simulator with good graphics to be $80. But Mario Kart, a super fun franchise and Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Switch 2, an extremely fun looking game. The animations look like a Disney Pixar film. The facial expressions, how the cars animate, the very vast area where you're driving, damn near first of its kind. I don't think there was another racing game like it. Shouldn't cost $80. There's a major problem with Mario Kart costing $80, but a boring game, in my opinion, like Death Stranding, though it does have some really interesting cutscenes, the story is very interesting, the graphics are good, right? But it's on a PlayStation 5. The graphics should be good, and it's on a PlayStation 5 Pro. It better be good. Of course, I know what Pokemon is. Ed Wilson, good morning to you. Yeah, come on now. Come on now. Let's go. Why is it okay for Mario Kart? Why is it okay for Death Stranding to be $80? Nobody says a word. Nobody says anything. But Mario Kart cannot cost $80. Ask yourselves that. There's a campaign against Nintendo. That's what it is. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a campaign against Nintendo. You know how hard it is to do anything on YouTube? Kevin Jones, what's going on? If you said I'm a geek, I gotta be the sexiest geek out there. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. But yeah, you know how hard it is to make it out there on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Look at my channel. I have 4,000 plus subscribers, and I've been on YouTube for at least, I don't know, 15 years on and off, but I've been on as of late for the last 2 years, and I've risen my channel 1,800 more subscribers possibly, or more like a rough estimate, 1,800 more viewers in 2 years. Congratulations to me. Yeah. And congratulations to you guys for subbing and watching the content. You know, I have hundreds of thousands of views. Hundreds of thousands of views. I think my view count total, I'm not too sure. It got to be almost 400,000, 500,000 view count. Maybe that's a little too high or whatever. But yeah. Yo, why y'all trolling me in the comments? Y'all wow. Y'all wow. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough to make it on YouTube. But look at some Nintendo hate channels, 3 or 4 videos, and they got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Yeah, I'm hating. Arrow, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. But yeah, you know, all these subscribers, all these people out there subscribe to a channel with 3 or 4 videos, you know, and hundreds of thousands of views. How is that possible? I can understand you get one video that's like 100,000 views, but then the next video taper, you know, your next videos taper off. But every video, come on now. Thank you for wishing me good luck, Knight. A morning to you too. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's odd out here on this YouTube, man. People get sponsored, and some of my content have gotten sponsored, and I didn't even know it was sponsored, which is crazy, you know. So yeah, it's wild out here. So there could be campaigns for sure against any company, and definitely there's been a campaign against Nintendo since the Switch 2 has been released and revealed. All these Switch 2 videos talk about how expensive games are, but not one video talking about how crazy microtransactions are. Come on now. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, regardless of one game costing $80, right? One game costing $80 compared to all these games like Madden, what else? All this DLC. You could throw NBA 2K in there, you know, even though there are campaigns against NBA 2K. Yeah, there are paid for campaigns against NBA 2K. So that's what I think. That's what I think it was, a campaign to try to curb the sales of the Nintendo Switch 2. But too late. The Nintendo Switch 2 already broke global records for systems sold. They got to work way harder to have a campaign on against Nintendo. It is what it is, you know, conspiracy or not. Kevin Jones, did you know that you could go to jail for a very long time for conspiracy? Yeah, conspiracy is a real word. So you can't just throw conspiracy out there to discredit people anymore. You know what I mean? Conspiracies have come out as of late, and they have become true. Are they really conspiracies, or are there's truths that people don't want people to hear right away, but don't care as long as the campaign is done and they already made their money? Makes sense, right? Anyway, you guys have a great one. Thank you for coming through, trolls and the racist people for the first time coming on my channel. Thank you for watching me, giving me the viewership, hitting that like button, the subs that I got, much appreciated. I hope you guys, all of you are doing well, and I hope you guys continue to do well. Remember, stay positive. Positive things will happen. For sure. You guys have a good one. Thank you for the likes, Kevin. You continue to have a good day. Thank you for all the likes. I got 10 likes up in here. That's much appreciated. Thank you guys. Forever stay humble. And y'all have a good one. Peace out. We out of here. Thank you for coming through.